It's 24 minutes just before 12 o'clock. It's called Man I Need. And it's leading us to Mind Your Money, where we talk all things finance. And of course, it is the time of the year again. We dread it, but we cannot escape it. SARS has officially opened the 2026 tax filing season. And if you're staying at your phone and laptop wondering what to do next, you're not alone. To help us cut through the confusion, we are joined by tax specialist Pulane, and we will be having a conversation around how to get around this time of the year that has to do with the tax. Pulane, welcome to the show and thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for a warm welcome. I'm looking forward to this conversation.
So SARS has officially launched the 2026 tax filing season. What are the two or three critical highlights that every South African absolutely needs to know this year?
The biggest message this year is that SARS is going much more digital and much simpler. Firstly, the auto assessment already started running from the 1st of July until the 12th for qualifying taxpayers. So if SARS already has your information from your employer, for example, or the bank or medical aid, then you might not have to submit the return at all.
Okay, so what is an auto assessment?
So SARS does get information from third party concerning your financial data, and from that they can then kind of calculate your return.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. And how? Yeah.
So secondly, if you are not auto assessed, filing will open on the 13th. From the 13th of July. And lastly, I would like to emphasize that SARS will continue to rely heavily on third party. So which means that a significant amount of your financial data already been received by SARS.
Okay.
So
yeah,
accuracy and transparency have never been more important.
And how do these new changes directly impact the pockets of the ordinary worker?
These new changes won't necessarily make taxpayers to pay more tax. What they're going to do is make it much more easier for them to receive the correct refund sooner and avoid paying more tax later because of errors.
And what would you say are the non-negotiable deadlines for different types of taxpayers? For instance, we have the standard salary earners versus provisional taxpayers. So
the deadlines for auto assessment will be from the 1st of July until the 12th for auto assessed, and then from the 13th the filing will open for non-provisional taxpayers as well as provisional. But for non-provisional taxpayers, they have until the 23rd of October to do the filing. And then for provisional taxpayers, they have until the 22nd of January to do the filing. And these include the freelancers, people who receive investment income and rental income.
I assume also creators, content creators are in that bracket as well.
That's correct.
And, we know that SARS continuously updates their e-filing and Mobi app. Are there any major developments that have happened digitally or auto assessment tweaks that we should be mindful of as taxpayers this season?
Yes, SARS has introduced a more pre-populated information, meaning less manual capturing. So the ITR 12 has been redesigned, making it much more easier to complete. And clearer prompts if information is missing. There also been improvement to WhatsApp services, which allow taxpayers to receive notification and upload document much more easily. Another new addition is the waiting room on the SARS e-filing system. So this was going to help the system to prevent congestion during this auto assessment period, which is a very busy period for SARS.
And how do taxpayers interact with the waiting room?
So the waiting room, as we have heard from SARS, we're still going to see it in action, is that it's going to capture a certain volume and then another volume will be in the waiting room.
Okay.
And just to prevent the system from malfunctioning.
Okay. All right. What do you think are some fundamental obligations that individuals need to fulfill in order to stay compliant?
It's actually straightforward. SARS, make sure that your information on SARS with regards to your contact details and your banking details is correct. Make sure that you declare all your income, not just your salary. So if you have other sources of income, declare that as well. Keep your documents. So your documents, keep your RIP5 medical certificate, your investment certificate, and make sure that you submit and file your return, and make sure you do that timelessly. And of course, do pay for any debt that relates to your return.
And what are some mistakes would you say that taxpayers need to avoid that are quite common that you've seen? They must try to avoid around this time of the year.
So the biggest mistake that I've seen is that taxpayers assuming that the pre-populated information is correct. People just clicks accept, and without checking that all their income and deduction and banking in details are correct. Another common one is claiming deductions where there is no supporting documentation. Show sales require verification and you don't have evidence. This could result in delay significantly.
So then, with that being said, you're basically saying that we need to kind of double check the auto assessment to make sure that the information that has been automatically populated on the system is accurate and correct.
Absolutely.
Okay. And if you could leave our audience with just one simple jargon-free rule for navigating this tax season smoothly, what would it be?
I would leave the taxpayers with that they shouldn't rush. Don't rush. Don't guess. Don't ignore SARS. Check every assessment carefully. Keep your documents, file on time, and check and ask for help if necessary. The 5 minutes you spend checking your return could save you delays in terms of your return, penalties, and disputes later.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Pulane. We're sitting down with her. She's from Latita Africa, helping us navigate this tax season. That is how we end your Mind Your Money segment. If you have just joined us, this is Culture Capital on 938. We're going to be taking a look at what's happening on your roads. When we come back, we have music by Dawson. It's a song titled You and Me.